Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Kharizal Kahludin and I am from IC110-5BB. My matric number is 2018-239328. Okay, for the first of all, I want to present about the introduction. The introduction is the main objective of Islam finance is to attain al-falah and eliminate injustice and unfairness. Islam become bigger and rapidly grow from time to time, and it make the various new institutions are made, and it make some Muslim did not understand the function and concept of the new institution. All of these institutions such as zakat, wakaf and Baitul has its own function and potential. This institution keep the economy in Malaysia become smooth and make the Islam moving forward time to time. Alright. Next, we go to the definition of zakat and wakaf and Baitul. Zakat means grow in goodness or increase, purifying or making poor. And then wakaf or awqaful wukuf literally mean to stop, contain or to preserve. Technically, wakaf means which holding one's property to eternally spend its revenue on fulfilling certain need, hopping on the choice and condition made by the al-Waqif or the one that own the property. And then lastly, the Baitul Mal is an official state of Islam becoming public property, but no one can claim to be the owner. Baitul Mal is the main institution of property and finance in Islamic countries. This institution includes various types of property such as zakat, tax, real estate and welfare asset. All property and goods collected in Baitul Mal for joint use are for the benefit of the community and the country. Okay, we go to the next part, which is the background of zakat in Malaysia. Historically, the issue of zakat and its corresponding aspect may be traced in the history. It is safe to say that the administration of zakat for a certain period in the history of Malaysia, how relatively accurate, formally developed during the colonial and post-colonial eras. In short, the payment of zakat during the pre-colonial era was not officially implemented. It used to be more guided by the village tradition to spend it for their own needs or the worthy heirs. Okay, the next part is the background of Wakaf in Malaysia. Historically, it is considered that the Wakaf institution exists in Malaya, as Malaysia was the known since the arrival of Islam in the country is around 1500 Masih. The origin and expansion of Wakaf in this country can be divided into three different periods, namely pre-colonial, colonial and post-independence. In the last stage, great effort have been taken by the Wakaf to develop and create new type of Wakaf asset. Next.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmad Al-Kazwini bin Ismail from IC105BB, and today I'll present to you about the adjustment of zakat in Malaysia. Zakat is one of the 5 pillars of Islam which make it compulsory for the Muslim to pay the zakat. And in Malaysia, the zakat management is under the power of Majlis Agama Islam Negeri, and there are some states which privatize the zakat institution such as the Wilayah Persekutuan. And the role of zakat is of course to collect and distribute the zakat fund to the selected group such as the poor and asnaf group. Zakat institution in Malaysia practice 3 methods of the business zakat accounting, which is the first one is a method that including current assets such as cash in hand, cash in bank, stock and inventory, which this method is practiced by the Baitul Mal Perak, zakat institution in Kedah and Wilayah Persekutuan. Method is method that include current asset and profit from the business investment, which price stock values at the current market price. and this method has been practiced by the Baitul Mal Perlis and Pilgrim Management Fund Board. Method is the method that can be used by adding the company profit and the net working capital, and this method has been practiced by the Bank Islam Malaysia. According to the Panduan Zakat in Malaysia book, which has been published by the JAKIM in 2001, this book has suggested two methods of business zakat accounting to the zakat institution in Malaysia. The first method that has been suggested by this book is Urfiyah method, or known as adjust growth capital, which is used by contemplate the equity of the ownership and the financial sources. And the second method that has been suggested by this book is Shariah method, or known as adjust working capital, and this method is used by sum up between the current assets and deduct the current liabilities and the adjustment that necessary. Plus, both of these methods are obtained from the same balance sheet.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Megat Ahmad Zafri bin Megat Sa'dan. My matric number is 20188377798 and I'm from IC 110BB. Now I will presenting about 3.0, which is the adjustment of Baitul Mal. Baitul Mal is a treasury or institution that manages the finance of Islamic State. Baitul Mal have started since the birth of Islam, and the revenues of Baitul Mal is from the contribution from zakat, taxes, war booties and voluntary charities. In Malaysia, Baitul Mal has long existed, but the implementation are not the same as the early day practice in the Islamic rules. In Malaysia, Baitul Mal are under the supervision of Sultan in terms of to collect all the revenues and where to spend the expenditures. And then in Malaysia, Baitul Mal control under the state administration law, and the Baitul Mal structure is placed under the Islamic Religious Council of each state in Malaysia. It means the structure of each state are different regarding the Baitul Mal. And then the function of Baitul Mal is very limited, namely to receive the balance of inheritance property. The function also becomes shorter when the revenue of zakat cannot be included in Baitul Mal income. Due to that situation, Islamic Religious Council of each state allow Baitul Mal to involve in the commercial project. As example, by develop housing project, developing the business building and retail business. Next, due to the different regulation of each state respectively in terms of the structure of Baitul Mal, there are inconsistencies in the organizational structure of Baitul Mal management in the state of Malaysia. For example, the Baitul Mal in Wilayah Persekutuan recorded as the excellent progress in terms of the development and the mobilization compared to the Baitul Mal in Kedah. That's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Danish Farhan bin Ramizi. My matric number is 2018284614 and I am from IC 1105BB. Okay, today I want to present to you about the comparison between Baitul Mal and Zakat. Okay, Baitul Mal, the function and role is the place to obtain financing is one of the function of Baitul Mal. The function of giving free interest loans to Muslims and non-Muslim has long been practiced by Baitul Mal since the era of Osman Al-Affan. Next, Baitul Mal is to manage the currency trading and other transaction, the goods and services market. Okay, the other function of Baitul Mal is Baitul Mal give a charitable donation, which is charitable contribution are indeed commendable and encouraged in Islam. Then, Baitul Mal was placed under the administration of an institution known as the Islamic Council, State Islamic Religious Assembly. Okay, next we go to the Zakat. Zakat, the function of Zakat is Zakat and poverty eradication. Poverty is a big problem which is very important to overcome packaging to handle it properly. Okay, next the role and the function of Zakat is Zakat and saving. Zakat institutions are expected to increase savings for individuals and countries. Next, zakat and investment. Okay, zakat and investment is also the function of the zakat, which is zakat imposed fine on ideal resources, because ideal resources will be consumed by zakat in due time. Okay, lastly, zakat and income distribution. Regardless of whether the business has made a profit, zakat is paid on its wealth. So mainly zakat is to help the poor, people, which is give them food and all the important things to have. Okay. That's all from me. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So my name is Muhammad Najmuddin bin Sarani. So today I would like to present about the contribution of zakat and Baitul Mal in the development of the Islamic community in Malaysia. So the first contribution of Baitul Mal is Baitul Mal has helped Muslims in Malaysia to manage their property which is entitled to it. Baitul Mal handles the property of Muslims who are entitled to it, including zakat, wakaf and other general resources property. So we can see that when the Muslim get property over his right, then he can produce a business to develop the economy. So next, Baitul Mal also serves to provide interest-free loans to Muslim, practiced by Baitul Mal since the era of Uthman al-Affan radhiyallahu anhu. This fund is extended to the agriculture and trade sector. For example, Al-Hajj Ibn Yusuf gave financing to a farmer amounting to 2 million dirhams. Next is zakat. The contribution of zakat to the Malaysian economy is one of zakat helping in the development of national education, which we know that an economy can achieve great progress starting from young people who get good education facilities. So the contribution of zakat to the Malaysian economy is one of zakat helping in the development of national education, which is we know that an economy can achieve great progress in starting from young people who get good education and facilities. For the conclusion, we can see that zakat, wakaf and Baitul Mal have great potential in managing the property of Muslim in Malaysia. The institution of zakat is very important in the zakat system. It is an intermediary in between payers and receiver, which is us now. Next, Baitul Mal play a very important role in developing and expanding the Islamic economic system. Its establishment has become one of the factors of the progress of the Islamic State, which is very dependent on economic stability. That's all from me.